As the Legend of Zelda series is getting closer to its 40th anniversary, we begin to look back at what made each game so special, and we realize something that the newer Zelda games don't feature. The golden artifact that was a key object in the legend itself has questionably vanished. Ever since the Zelda team broke the traditional conventions of old Zelda, the Triforce has been absent from the story of the two newest installments. In Tears of the Kingdom, it almost seems that the Triforce was replaced by artifacts known as the Zonai Secret Stones. So what's going on here? Why has the most sacred object of the series just disappeared from the lore entirely? Unless it never did. Ever since the release of Tears of the Kingdom, I spent months doing in-depth research on where the Triforce might have gone. I was for sure that Ganondorf was going to seek the artifact, since that's normally his ultimate goal, but like Breath of the Wild, it was completely absent from the story entirely. But what if I told you that the research I conducted resulted in the most exciting conclusion? All this time, us Zelda fans have been theorizing where the Triforce has gone, but I think I might have figured out where it is, and the Triforce was always right in front of our faces. So let me explain to you what happened to the Triforce. So you all know of the Forgotten Temple, right? It sits dormant at the end of the Tanagar Canyon. Forget about the Zonai room for a second and walk around the giant halls. It feels nostalgic, doesn't it? Well, just zoom back several thousand years and you'll end up being inside the sealed temple from Skyward Sword, the origin story of the Zelda series. And at the end of Skyward Sword, the Triforce was kept in the hands of the giant goddess statue. So, what's going on here? The information ahead will assume that you have watched my Solve Timeline video, and if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest that you check that out first before continuing with this video. Otherwise, you'll be confused as to what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's continue with the video. So, according to my Solve Timeline, the Arrow Wild takes place in a separate parallel branch after Skyward Sword. If that's the case, then nothing major has happened to the Triforce yet, since all the other games haven't occurred. But what happened to the artifact? If it was sitting upon the hands of the large goddess statue, why isn't it there anymore? What could have happened that made the Triforce leave its resting area? And one other valid question. If the statue was outside the sealed temple in Skyward Sword, why is it inside the building? Someone must have moved it inside long ago, but who could have moved the giant statue all the way inside? Well, what if I told you that the statue moved with the help of a little magic? If you recall the Mother Goddess statue quest in Tears of the Kingdom, you had to help the fallen statue get back up by making offerings to the smaller goddess statue. Once that was done, you just found the giant statue standing upright once again, and you get the white sword of the goddess after. So to get inside the temple long ago, it must have done a similar thing, but this doesn't help much with finding out where the Triforce went. At this point of my research, I was stumped, clueless as to where the Triforce could have gone, but one random night is when I found the Triforce. I was playing Tears of the Kingdom and watching all the Dragon Tear memories in order. I got to the Gerudo Assault memory, and that's when I saw the most exciting thing ever. Take a look. Did you catch it? I'll play it one more time just in case. So, there it is everyone. Rauru, Sonia, and Zelda used the Triforce itself to blast the Moldugas away. But how could they use the Triforce? How did Rauru come upon the Triforce? These questions I asked myself led me to dive deeper into my research and look at anything that had some connection to the Zonai and the Triforce. That's what led me to go to Gloom's Lair and study the murals. When I looked at the mural depicting the wedding of Rauru and Sonia, an image caught my eye. Above them, where more Hylians are standing, there is a winged pedestal with 3 eyes, lined up in a triangle, the exact formation of the Triforce. So now we know that the Triforce existed during the time of the Zonai. How did they get it? Well, think about this. When the Zonai came down from the heavens, they seemed to be gods. Remember all those theory videos that predicted that Zonai to be Hylia? Well, what if the Hylians thought the Zonai were servants of Hylia? They needed to grant a gift to them, and the Triforce was the perfect one. Actually, scratch that. The entire Forgotten Temple was the perfect gift, along with the Triforce. Keep in mind that that's where the Zonai hid their secret stones as well. So now we know what happened to the Triforce after Skyward Sword, but where is it by the time of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? Well, if we saw the full Triforce being used by 3 individuals, it must be inside Rauru, Sonia, and Zelda. At first I was confused because Zelda wasn't supposed to be a part of the past technically, but then I remembered that the 2 games are loops forever, so Zelda will always be a part of the past. That's just to reassure that a piece of the Triforce wasn't duplicated. What I'm getting from this is that the Zonai passed down the Triforce, and Rauru took the Triforce of Courage and gave Sonia the Triforce of Wisdom. But wait, Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom. That's what I imagine everyone telling me, but don't worry. She had it in the other games, but not the newer ones. If you think about it, her sealing power seemed more like a powerful trait than a wise trait. So I think she actually has the Triforce of Power in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. This would explain why the Triforce is gone in the 2 newer games. In Twilight Princess, the Triforce of Power vanished when Ganondorf was killed. So that means both the Triforce of Courage and Wisdom vanished when Sonia and Rauru died. That just left Zelda with the Triforce of Power and could explain why the Triforce symbol appears upon her hand. So everyone, that's what happened to the Triforce. At least based on my research and my opinions. But I could be entirely wrong, and I apologize if I sounded a bit all over the place, but this is a very confusing and exciting topic to discuss, so I just splashed out my ideas. I hope this video helped though, and I would be happy to make more confusing Zelda theory videos. Let me know what you guys would like, and I'll take the idea into consideration. For more Zelda videos, subscribe to the channel to support my hard work. Have an awesome day everyone, and I'll see you on our next adventure.